Let me guess. Kenny dies.
I'm not going to spoil that for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven.
I'm Stasi.
And in this video, Stasi will be watching South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, aka South Park the movie, for the first time. So how this is going to work, we're going to see what Stasi knows about South Park the movie. I'll give a few bits of information about the movie. We will then go watch it and come right back here so Stasi can give you her review. So Stasi, what do you know about South Park the movie?
Nothing at all.
Yes. That's such a good way to go into it.
I don't know anything really about the movie. I know what to expect from South Park because I've seen a lot of the show. The first episode I watched, I was like 8 or 9 years old, so I'm quite familiar with the characters. I think I know what to expect from South Park at this point in my life.
I think it's still going to surprise you.
It's not just an extended version of the episode.
Nope. So, a little bit of info about the movie. It was released in 1999. Okay. Obviously, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, do most of the voices. There's also voice acting by Mary Kay Bergman and Isaac Hayes, who's the voice of Chef. It was written by Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and Pam Brady, produced by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and directed by Trey Parker. You ready?
Yeah. Wait, so was this a movie that came out in theaters, or was it a TV movie?
No.
It was a theater. Okay.
And this was back before they had uncensored episodes of South Park. So that was why it's Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, is because this just says all the bad words with no bleeps. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back after the movie. All right, Stasi. You just watched South Park the movie. Please give us a synopsis.
So it opens with Stan, I believe, is the one that's walking through the town. And he's singing about South Park. And that's when I realized it's a musical. I was not expecting that. So it's a musical?
Yeah, baby.
It's a musical? And so he's going to his friend's house, Kyle and Cartman, right?
And Kenny.
And Kenny. I forgot about Kenny because you know why. Anyway, he's going to tell them about this new Terrence and Phillip movie that has come out. They're their favorite comedians, and so he's super excited, and he wants to get them to go with him. So they're like, yeah, they're super pumped. They go to the theater, and they find out that they can't see it unless there's an adult with them. So they find this homeless man, and he agrees to, get them the tickets. So they finally get the tickets. They're in there. They're watching the movie. They're, in awe. They love it. And they're cussing a lot. They're farting a lot. It's right up their alley. It's like they're at a concert. Yeah, and people know Terrence and Phillip, they fart, but they're also saying, all of these terrible...
Really bad words.
Bad words that, 4th graders or 3rd graders at the time shouldn't be hearing.
Pig fucker, donkey raping, shit eater, etc.
Yeah. See, I can't even remember all of it. I just knew it was bad. So they learn all of these terms, and then they start using them. And that's when the parents kind of catch wind to what happened. They saw the movie. They learned all of these bad words. So then Kenny decides that he's going to try and set his fart on fire, which is something they saw in the movie. And they're telling him, you can't do it. And so then he's like, yes, I can. So he does it. And for a split second, it seems like he was successful. But then his whole body gets engulfed in flames. He ends up in the hospital. And they have to do a transplant.
Oh, yeah.
And...
What did they replace his heart with?
They replaced his heart with a potato by accident. And they were like, we just wanted to tell you have 3 seconds before you die, basically, is what the doctor said to him. Then he blows up, and you see him take off up to the heavens.
What's in heaven waiting Kenny?
All the women. So there's a bunch of topless women with huge boobs, and he's just slowly going up to them, and then you see him get rejected, and he spirals down to hell, where Satan is with his lover, Saddam Hussein.
1656.
Kenny's going to hell? And so, yeah, Kenny dies. And then the parents and the teachers get super riled up. They're all upset about this movie. And Kyle's mom is like the ringleader, Sheila. And she gets this like parent group together, and their mission is to take down Terrence and Philip. They end up going to war with Canada. Everyone hates Canada. They mention this multiple times throughout the movie. And and so, yeah, during the war, the kids are trying to figure out what to do to basically stop the war and free Terrence and Philip. So at some point, too, Cartman gets a chip implanted in him. I think his mom had that happen so that anytime he'd say a cuss word, he gets shocked. Kenny finds out from Satan that if Terrence and Philip are executed, then he gets to rise and basically have power for 2 million years.
Rule the earth. Satan gets to rule the earth.
Yeah, rule the earth for 2 million years.
It's the last sign of the apocalypse.
Right.
It's Terrence and Philip dying on American soil.
Yeah.
The movie gets kind of biblical.
It does. So the kids are trying to figure out what they can do to stop this from happening. And then Cartman, luckily, is able to use his chip that shocks him every time he cusses. And just cusses a lot, basically, to kill Saddam.
Cartman's filthy fucking mouth is what saves the day.
Right.
As Kyle puts it.
Yeah. So you memorized the movie.
I've seen it many times.
Yeah. So thank you for that help. Yes, and the war is over, and everything pretty much goes back to normal. They get to see 4th grade.
So, Stasi, what was your favorite part or parts of the movie?
So I had a few favorite parts. I really enjoyed all of the songs. I thought they were very creative, and they were just really funny and humorous, and I thought they did a great job with that. I love the part where they were fitting Cartman for the chip that would shock him, and how he was getting super upset, and then it just make him cuss more, and then he just gets shocked more. Like, that was so funny. I loved it. I love to hate Cartman. I think there was also a song where he just kept saying bitch over and over and over again.
Kyle's mom's a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That song, probably my favorite song.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
And then she's standing behind him at the end, and they're like, dude, turn around. And he's like, turns around. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's how he gets the V-chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So, that song was my favorite. It was just super funny to me, even though I guess you shouldn't say that about someone's mom, but it was great.
I mean, to be honest, Kyle's mom is kind of a bitch.
I also really liked when Stan, like, every time he would go talk to Wendy, he'd get so nervous that he'd puke on her. I thought that was great. And it was just a running theme throughout the movie. He'd see her, he'd get nervous, he'd projectile vomit on her.
Right in her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem to mind so much. A lot of great moments in this movie.
All right, Stasi, and what was your least favorite part or parts of the movie?
So it's basically just one, I guess, overarching part of the movie. Kenny dying. I realize that's a thing. I know that Kenny dies. That's basically his purpose on the show. But it would have been nice to see him maybe at least get to heaven. Obviously, that was one of the plot points, so he couldn't get there. But
He gets there at the end.
Well, yeah, at the end. But I mean, like, when he's first going up to heaven.
But he has to redeem himself because he was bad. And he didn't go to church like his mom told him. So he went to hell. And then when he saves the world, or he wishes or whatever, Satan to put everything back the way it was, that's his good deed.
Yeah, I understand the morality part of it. I know it's like...
He did get there in the end. That's my point.
In the end, yes.
He
did
gets
get
the
there in the
big-breasted
end.
women in his angel wings.
But just, I don't know. Seeing him die and then being so close when he's constantly dying in the show and then getting knocked down, it was like, maybe he could have caught a break. I don't know. But he ended up in purgatory with, basically it's like purgatory, right? He was stuck there for a while. And he was hanging out with Satan.
No, he's straight up in hell. That's not purgatory.
It wasn't purgatory.
That's fucking hell. Yeah, with all the demons and fire and shit. That's hell. That ain't purgatory.
Okay, so he just ends up in hell.
He goes to hell.
Right off the bat. But again, I understand that that's part of the plot. Like, I
wholeheartedly disagree. I think Kenny dying in this movie is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I love how he farts, and they're all like, oh shit, it worked for, like you said, like 1 second, and then, boom, busts out in flames, and then they pour salt on him, and they take him to the hospital, and they're just ripping his body apart.
Yeah. No, it was all funny.
And then he dies. Like, that, yeah.
But, like...
I kind of get what you're saying, that you would have liked to see him interacting with the other kids more as part of the story. But I feel like he it's not like he just dies and then is gone. It's like he dies and goes to hell, and then he continues his storyline in hell and comes back at the end and sets everything right.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's just he's been through a lot these last 20
But you never like how Kenny dies. Even when we watch the show, every time he dies, you get sad that he's dead. And I'm like, you know it's going to happen.
So then you're not surprised that I'm saying this.
Oh, no, I thought I'm not surprised when he dies. I'm a little surprised you're saying it.
I don't know.
But, all right. I mean, I know it makes you feel bad every time, which I still don't understand. It's a cartoon character, for fuck's sake. I feel like the funnier way that they can kill him, the better it is.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get the comedic part of it. I do. It's just... I love the movie. There wasn't really much not to like about it.
Okay.
So, I mean,
You're trying to pick something?
I'm grasping.
Grasping there? Okay. You would have liked to see Kenny interact a little more with the kids.
Right, because if I said that there was nothing about the movie that I didn't like, then you'd be like, what are you talking about?
That's how I sound?
Yeah, that's how you sound.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's not how I sound. That's not how I sound.
He would have bitched.
That might be the first time she cussed on camera.
It is.
Wow. So, Stasi, would you watch South Park the movie again?
Of course.
You would?
Yes.
On your own?
I would.
Without being made to?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love South Park. I love South Park. It's great. Again, the first time I watched it, I was in 4th grade myself, I think, so...
All right, Stasi, now you need to guess the budget and box office.
I think the budget was $9 million. That may be high. And I think the box office was $54 million.
So the budget was $21 million.
Oh my God, okay.
And it grossed $83 million.
Oh, wow.
It was actually the highest grossing R-rated animated movie up until Sausage Party in 2016. So it held that title from 99 to 2016.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I just want to say also the movie, the song Blame Canada in the movie was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song.
Really?
And it lost to Phil Collins' song from Tarzan. And then like in a few seasons later of South Park, they just rip on Phil Collins and basically just make him R-worded to get back at him for...
That's awesome.
And then, they went to the Oscars cross-dressing, I think. They wore dresses. Matt Stone.
I actually do remember that part.
And I believe they were high on acid at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're wild guys.
I forgot about that.
And also when I was looking up the numbers for this movie, I saw that it actually came out while they were working on season 2 and 3. So it's like pretty early on in the show. Right. They were talking about how season 2 was just a clusterfuck because they were also basically doing the movie at the same time.
Okay.
So that's why like the movie, that's one thing I will say is like it's cool. It still sort of has the old school animation, like the what's the shit called? Not cardboard, the paper. Construction paper.
Yeah.
It has the construction paper sort of animation. Obviously, they used computers to render it and stuff. But the new South Park, like today and stuff, you could tell it's all done with
digital,
computers
right?
and everything. But this one, it still had like the old school look of it. And also, just the characters that were popular in the first few seasons of the show. Now they've gone so off the rails. Like this movie didn't even have Towley, didn't have Timmy or Jimmy or any of the other...
Tweak.
Yeah, Tweak wasn't in it.
Yeah.
It didn't have like any of the other characters they introduced later. So it's just like really like old school South Park. I just think like it's just such a throwback to like when we were in elementary school, middle school.
When we were actually the same age as the
It's pretty great.
characters. Yeah.
I would like to see them make a sequel, though, at some point to utilize the new animation and then also get some of the new characters into something that's like as, well-rounded of a story.
Okay, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Because they've done some episodes that are 2 or 3 part episodes, so it's almost like a movie length, where they're to be continued type things. Yeah. But I feel like just the movie, especially watching it again, having not seen it probably in like 10 years, where it's just like, I don't know.
They did do the Rona episode,
the pandemic special, and that was like over an hour, a little bit over an hour long.
Yeah, so like I think it's coming.
All right, and last but not least, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes scores were? Both critics and audience, or you can just give one?
Okay, I'll do critic and audience. Now that I remember that the song was nominated for an Oscar, I'm thinking maybe the critics were more accepting of the movie. So I'm going to go critic score 63% and audience 72%. Just because I feel like maybe some people didn't really get it.
So the critics gave it an 80 and the audience an 88.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yay!
So
okay, I'm lowballing it all the time on these movies.
And again, you got to remember, this came out 20 years ago before everyone...
people had a sense of humor.
Lost their sense of humor and got so serious about it.
I got to remember it. I keep forgetting. People had senses of humor back then.
I didn't write down the consensus, but it was something like the jokes are profoundly rude and vulgar, but very funny all the same, or something like that. And it's like, that's what it is. You're watching
That's
South
how people
Park.
should take it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we see a regression. Let's go back to how it used to be when you could say things like in that movie and people take it for what it is, a joke.
Yeah.
So there's my review of South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
If you like the way that we watch movies and review movies here on our channel, make sure that you subscribe and click on notifications so you'll know when we post a new video.
Also, be sure to comment your thoughts below. Let us know what you think of the movie, of our review, and if you have any movies that you think one or both of us have never seen before, be sure to comment those also. We'll put them up on the channel.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Ha 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 ha!